Your memory is lying to you about your past pain, and there is a biological reason for it. While the feeling of the wound fades into a blur, your amygdala keeps a permanent, vivid archive of the villain. You aren't obsessed. Your brain is just prioritizing threat detection over your comfort. Think about that for a moment. The person who hurt you most, you can probably still see their face right now. The exact angle of their jaw. The way their eyes looked in that specific moment. But the physical sensation of what they put you through, that's gone, softened, like trying to remember a dream 3 days later. Most people assume this is just how time works, that healing means forgetting. But that's not what's happening inside your brain. Not even close. Your hippocampus, the region responsible for encoding and storing memory, does something that looks almost merciful on the surface. It actively dampens the physical, sensory texture of past emotional pain. The burning in your chest, the feeling of your legs going hollow, the way the rooms seem to tilt. Your brain blurs those edges deliberately, like someone has gone into the file and smudged the ink. But it leaves the narrative completely intact. The who, the what, the face. Neuroscientists call this cognitive efficiency. Your brain doesn't have the processing bandwidth to carry the full weight of every painful experience you've ever survived. So it compresses. It strips the sensation to make room for something it considers far more important. The map of who caused it. And this is where the science gets deeply unsettling. While your hippocampus is quietly erasing the agony, your amygdala is doing the opposite. The amygdala, your brain's threat detection center, is building a high-definition biological profile of the person who hurt you. Not a fading impression, a mugshot, crisp, detailed, bypassing your prefrontal cortex entirely, which means it bypasses logic, reason, and your own conscious judgment. This profile gets tagged, not filed. Tagged as in flagged for immediate retrieval. Neuroscientists studying emotional threat response found that faces associated with betrayal or harm are stored differently from ordinary faces. They activate the amygdala faster. They surface without permission, and they don't respond to the normal forgetting curve that governs everything else you try to remember. You can forget the name of someone you met last Tuesday. You will not forget the face of the person who deceived you. Official studies confirmed something no one wanted to believe, that the brain treats a human betrayer the same way it treats a predator. Not metaphorically, neurologically, the same. Ancient circuitry that once kept your ancestors alive by remembering which animal in which forest wanted to kill them is now running the same process on your ex-partner, on a former friend, on someone who smiled at you while they were destroying you. Your nervous system does not distinguish between a tiger and a traitor. It only distinguishes between threats and non-threats. And once someone is filed as a threat, the brain refuses to downgrade them because the cost of forgetting is statistically higher than the cost of carrying the memory. That's why you can forgive. You genuinely can. You can reach a place of calm, of release, of wishing them no harm. And still, weeks, months, years later, when you encounter someone with a similar laugh, a similar posture, a similar way of pausing before they speak, something activates. Not a thought, a signal. Fast, automatic, and underneath your awareness before you even know it happened. This is what researchers call hypervigilance mapping. The high-definition image your amygdala built doesn't stay locked to one face. It generalizes. It starts scanning new people for echoes of the old threat. And because this process runs below conscious thought, you experience it not as a memory, but as a gut feeling, an instinct, a vague, sourceless discomfort around someone who has done nothing wrong. You aren't broken. You aren't paranoid. Your brain is running a security protocol designed for a world where the same predator might return in a slightly different form. But here's what makes this genuinely difficult to sit with. Your brain will not update the file. Even if the person changes, even if the situation resolves, even if the logical part of you knows with complete certainty that the threat is gone. The amygdala holds the tag, because updating the threat file carries risk. And your brain is not optimizing for your happiness. It is optimizing for your survival. Understanding this doesn't make the images stop, but it does change what they mean. The face that keeps surfacing isn't evidence of weakness or obsession. It's your nervous system doing exactly what millions of years of evolution built it to do. Carrying the wound was optional. Carrying the warning was not. You can work with this. You can learn to recognize when the threat map is activating, when a gut feeling is old data rather than present danger. You can use that awareness to stop the archived past from writing the script for your future relationships. The map exists, but you don't have to let it navigate. The real question isn't why your brain remembers their face. The question is, whose face is your brain holding on to right now, that you've convinced yourself you've already let go?